am Mharie Cortina.
I'm Catherine Faraon.
Taping is the linear measurement of the horizontal distance between 2 points using a surveyor's tape. Observation of horizontal distances by taping consists of applying the known length of a graduated tape directly to line a number of times.
Materials: measuring tape, range poles, markers. It can be chalk or marking pins, plumb bob, and pebbles.
Part A. Taping over smooth or level ground. The professor assigns the accessible and unobstructed course to be measured by the surveyor on the level ground. Mark the endpoints by chalk if it is on pavement or by a marking pin if it is on soft ground, and designate it as endpoints A and B. A range pole man holds the pole vertically and steadily during the entire taping procedure at B to keep the complete taping process aligned and straightened. The tape is stretched out on the ground on the straight path along A to B, where the zero end is held ahead. Note that the zero end is nearer B than A. The rear tape man is responsible for giving the signal to the front tape man if his path is straight, while the front tape man is responsible to pull the tape taut once the tape is aligned already. The front tape man gets a pin and sticks it vertically in the ground exactly opposite the 0 meter mark of the tape. Both the front and the rear tape man lift simultaneously the tape and move forward along the line AB to measure the next tape length. By now, the rear tape man holds one marking pin which signifies one tape length. The procedure 4 to 6 is repeated to complete the next tape length measurement. Make sure that the rear tape man pulls the pin before lifting the tape to move on to the next tape length. The rear tape man holds 2 marking pins to connote 2 tape lengths have been measured. Repeat the same process until all the pins being held by the front tape man have been used up, which signifies one tally. After a tally has been accomplished, the rear tape man returns all the 10 pins to the front tape man to proceed in measuring the length of the course. Note that one round is when all the 10 pins are now being held by the rear tape man. Repeat the same procedure if more than one tally is needed. Upon reaching point B, the partial length must be measured accurately up to centimeters by the rear tape man, while the front tape man is holding the 0 mark at B and both them are holding the tape taut. The number of small pebbles in the rear tape man's pocket now indicates the number of tallies made, and the number of pins in his possession indicates the number of additional tape lengths. The gathered data would be recorded in the table 2.1 of the taping over smooth or even ground. To compute for the total distance, get the total number of full tape lengths and then add the partial tape length to the product of the length of one full tape length and total number of full tape lengths. To compute for the mean distance, Determine the sum of total distance, then divide the sum by the number of trials. To get the relative precision, determine the probable error of the mean, then divide by the mean distance, and reduce the numerator to unity to determine the relative precision.
Taping over an even ground. The same course is measured, but this time the tape will be unsupported by the ground and must be held an eye-level distance above the ground. Both the rear and the front tape man hold the plumb line over the center of the hub. The front tape man must hold his plumb line an arm length away from his body for the rear tape man to clearly see if it's aligned in the range pole at B. Once the rear tape man approves the alignment, the front tape man holding the 0 mark pulls the tape taut and drops plumb bomb on the ground. This will mark the ground with a dent to guide the front tape man where he must place his marking pin. This is to be done continuously until point B is reached. Note that the partial length must be also measured as in procedure A. The course is measured back and forth to complete the number of trials required by the professor. Tabulate the data in Table 2.2, Taping over an even ground. To compute for the total distance, get the total number of full tape lengths and then add the partial tape length to the product of the length of one full tape length and total number of full tape lengths. To compute for the mean distance, determine the sum of total distance, then divide the sum by the number of trials. To get the relative precision, determine the probable error of the mean, then divide by mean distance, and reduce the numerator to unity to determine the relative precision.